Hello everyone. Today, we continue the journey of Lytucam, a single mother who once lost everything, yet chose to rise again amidst the mountains to rebuild her life. After all the storms, she and her little daughter, Shuai, finally have a small home, where the kitchen smoke drifts gently into the sky and a child's laughter echoes through the valley. This is a new episode in the series, The Life of Lytucam, the house on the hillside. If you love stories about kindness, faith, and the strength to keep going, don't forget to subscribe and continue this journey with us. Early morning mist blanketed the narrow dirt path leading up the hillside. The mountain breeze was cool and crisp, carrying the scent of wild grass and damp soil after the night's rain. Lytucam walked slowly, her worn sandals heavy with mud. On her back hung a bamboo basket, empty yet heavy, as if it held all her worries. Passing a neighbor's house, she bowed politely. "Out so early, Cam?" an elderly voice called from behind the bamboo fence. Lytucam smiled, her voice rough from the cold. "Yes, I'm heading up early today. The beans are ripe. I don't want the rain to spoil them." The woman watched her disappear into the mist, her checkered shirt fading into the green of the mountains. The steep, winding path was slippery, but Lytucam walked on, steady and quiet. Every morning like this, she thought of little Shuai, her daughter, probably on her way to school down in the valley. She must be in class by now. I hope she's eaten well, she thought, a faint smile softening her tired face. When she reached the field, the sky opened wide above her. The bean plants had begun to yellow, a sign it was time to harvest. She knelt down, loosening the roots with care, pulling up clusters of muddy pods. The beans weren't fully dry, but plump and firm, carrying the scent of new earth and the quiet dignity of an honest day's labor. Lytucam's hands were rough and cracked, the joints swollen from the cold and the hard soil. As she pulled each bean plant, she rubbed her palms together. Tiny cuts stung, bleeding slightly, the dried earth clinging like faint brown scars. A gust of wind swept past, blowing dust across her face. She closed her eyes, lifted her head, and sighed softly before continuing. The basket on her back grew heavier with every handful. Each time she bent down, pain shot through her back. Sweat ran down her neck into her collar. Still, she didn't stop. Each bean she gathered was handled with care, as if she were collecting small pieces of hope for tomorrow. She thought of the market later, of a pot of warm rice waiting at home, and of her daughter's smile when she saw her mother bringing food. That thought alone made the burden lighter. The sun climbed slowly, its rays warming her tangled hair and weary shoulders. Lytucam worked on, her rough hands steady, her body trembling with fatigue. On that steep mountain slope, she labored in silence, like a small seed clinging to the earth, rooted not by strength, but by love. And in every drop of sweat that fell, there was tenderness for her child, for life, and for the quiet faith that whispered, "Try a little harder today. Tomorrow will be better." Noon sunlight spilled over the narrow road in front of the market. Lytucam sat hunched beneath a crooked tin roof, an old tarp spread before her with a few small bags of beans freshly picked from the mountainside. Mud still clung to their shells, the earthy scent mixing with the heat rising from the damp pavement. She opened her bamboo basket and poured out the beans, her cracked hands trembling slightly as she arranged them neatly. Each time she bent down, drops of sweat fell onto the beans. Her frayed conical hat shaded half her face, her eyes quietly following every motorbike that sped past, hoping that someone, just one person, would stop. Sometimes one did. They would pick up a bag, ask the price, bargain. Lytucam only smiled, her voice soft. "It's cheap, sister. Please, buy a little to help me out." Even when the offers were too low, she still nodded. Hours passed without a word. Dust swirled through the air, a few beans rolled away, and Lytucam bent down to pick them up, one by one, as though losing even one meant losing a piece of hope. As the sun dipped behind the ridge, dark clouds gathered, and the air grew heavy with forest mist. Her hair clung to her temples, her shoulders ached, yet her eyes still held a quiet steadiness. Not despair, but strength, because to her, selling even a few bags of beans meant little Shuai would have a fuller meal tonight, and perhaps a more peaceful sleep. Amid the dust and noise of the poor market, beneath the harsh sun and restless wind, sat a woman earning her living in silence, with nothing but kindness and love, two things the world could never buy. After selling the last of her beans, Lytucam packed her things and began the long walk home, her bamboo basket swinging gently at her side. The narrow path was quiet. Only the sound of crickets rose from the rice fields. Far off, gray clouds gathered above the mountains, a promise of rain before nightfall. She didn't know that just a few kilometers away, another woman had arrived. Someone connected to the man she quietly cared for, Nam. The woman had a modern, polished beauty. White shoes gleamed against the red earth, her jeans and simple t-shirt fitting neatly, a faint scent of perfume drifting through the cool mountain air. Standing on a bridge over the stream, she scrolled to the name Nam and hesitated before pressing call. Nam's voice came through, calm and deep, tinged with surprise. "It's me," she said softly. "How have you been?" "I'm fine," he replied. "You're back?" "Just for a few days. I'd like to see you." She looked down at the rippling water, her eyes full of quiet regret. Years ago, they had planned to leave the country together, to work abroad and build a new life. But before the journey began, she left, alone, their promise scattered like wind through the hills. Now she had returned, successful, confident, but carrying a loneliness no wealth could fill. When Nam arrived, she smiled faintly. "They're hiring again overseas. Come with me this time, Nam. I won't leave you behind." Nam was silent. The wind swept over the bridge, rustling the forest leaves between them. His eyes met hers, calm, no anger left, only acceptance. "Thank you," he said quietly. "But my life is here now. There's work to do, and someone I need to look after." The woman's lips curved into a faint, bitter smile. "Someone? You mean her, don't you?" Nam didn't reply. He only lowered his head, his gaze lost in the flowing stream. In that silence, she understood. Everything between them had truly ended. The wind rose again, long and steady, carrying her soft, melancholy laughter into the valley. On that quiet bridge, she stood for a moment longer, then turned her motorbike around and rode away, leaving behind a season that would never fully fade. Lytucam's shoulders ached beneath the weight of her bamboo basket. Inside it were 2 small bags of beans she had picked that morning. The afternoon sun slanted low, its golden light glinting off her worn conical hat, while the wind whispered softly through the bamboo grove. As she reached the bridge, Lytucam stopped. Up ahead, Nam stood talking with a young woman. White shirt, jeans, small leather bag, elegant and out of place in this quiet valley. Something inside Lytucam tightened. She gripped the basket strap, telling herself quietly, "She must be someone he knows. I'll just give him the beans and go." When she approached, her voice was gentle. "Nam, these are beans I picked this morning. Please, take some." Nam turned, smiling kindly, but before he could speak, the woman cut in sharply. "Who are you? Why are you always around him?" Startled, Lytucam stammered, "I'm just a villager." He once helped me, so I brought these to thank him." The woman's voice rose, jealous and cold. "To thank him? People don't show gratitude like this. You think I don't know what you're doing?" The bridge fell silent. Only the murmur of the stream below remained. Lytucam clutched the bag of beans, her hands shaking. "I meant no harm, truly." But the woman, losing control, shoved her to the ground. "Get out of here." Nam stepped forward, his tone calm but firm. "Enough. She's done nothing wrong, and you and I ended long ago." The woman froze, her eyes filling with tears. "You've changed, Nam. You once promised to follow me anywhere, and now you defend her?" Lytucam placed the beans in his hand, bowed her head softly. "Please, take them. I'll go." Then she turned away, walking slowly down the path, her small figure fading into the tall grass. Nam stood alone on the bridge, between two women, between what was and what could be. The evening wind rose again, carrying the scent of earth, of beans, and the quiet ache of a sorrow without a name. Nam looked at the woman before him, her eyes still burning with anger, her voice trembling with hurt. He said nothing. There was no point. At this moment, any explanation would only make the silence heavier. He sighed quietly, then turned away and started his motorbike. The engine roared through the stillness of the mountains, sounding almost like a sigh swallowed by the wind. A strong gust swept across the bridge, lifting a few dry leaves into the air. "Where are you going, Nam?" Her voice rang out behind him, sharp and desperate, but Nam didn't look back. Later that night, he sat alone in front of his computer, his eyes fixed on the screen. Yet what he saw was not the light before him, but the image replaying in his mind. Lytucam bending down to pick up the bag of beans, while his ex-wife stood there, her voice sharp, her expression filled with bitterness. The memory weighed on him. He knew Lytucam had done nothing wrong. She was a gentle woman, humble, kind, the kind of person who would rather endure pain than cause it to someone else. Nam exhaled slowly. He didn't hate his ex-wife. He only felt a deep sadness. Perhaps it was because their past had never truly ended that she still let jealousy cloud her heart, still misread the simplest gestures. But Nam understood now. His heart no longer belonged to the past. It found peace only when he thought of Lytucam, the woman who had once helped him quietly, without asking for anything in return, back when life had been at its hardest. The sky was fading when Lytucam returned to her small hut by the forest. Her footsteps dragged along the damp path, sandals heavy with mud. She set down her bamboo basket and sat beside the small table, staring at her rough, bleeding hands streaked with dried earth. The memory of that afternoon replayed. The woman's cold eyes, harsh words, and Nam's silence between them. Tears fell onto her palms, warm and heavy. She wasn't angry, only quietly heartbroken. How could someone like me ever stand beside a man like him? The sound of a motorbike outside startled her. She wiped her face quickly, but Nam was already at the door. He stood there silently, his face shadowed by sun and guilt. "Lytucam, I'm sorry," he said softly, his voice blending with the wind through the thatched roof. She lowered her head. "You don't need to explain. Someone like me shouldn't interfere in your life." Nam stepped closer, placing a hand on the table. "No, you don't understand. That woman you saw was my ex-wife. She left me once, chasing success. I waited for her, but she never came back." Lytucam looked up, eyes still wet. He continued quietly. She came again today, asked me to leave with her, but I refused, because what I need isn't wealth or status, it's peace, and someone who stays, and the one I choose is you, Lytucam. The hut fell silent, only the sound of rain tapping on the roof remained. Nam reached out, brushing a tear from her cheek. I'm sorry for letting you be hurt. From now on, I won't let anyone make you bow your head again. Lytucam didn't speak. She only nodded, tears falling again. But this time, they carried peace, not pain. Outside, the rain faded. Sunlight broke through the clouds, casting a soft glow over two souls who, after all their hardships, had finally found home in each other.